Hey guys, in this video I'm going to explain how I prepare the reference for my maps. This method could also be used to make 3D representations of a floor plan, for example, so could be used for a bunch of other things as well. First of all, you're going to need a top-down image of the area that you want to map out, preferably from a camera set to autographic, as that is just easier to read, but it can work just as well without it. It just comes down to how accurate you want it to be. So here I'm in Photoshop, and as you can probably tell, the building in my reference images are at an angle and the screenshots have been taken at different distances from the building. So to fix that, I have to go into filters, camera, raw filter, geometry, which is the box button in the top right there, and then I choose the guided option. And then I just have to draw these lines horizontally and then vertically to adjust the perspective. Then afterwards I would have to make some fine adjustments as well, making sure that it's properly aligned to the wall. So here I'm just making some fine adjustments, making sure that the reference is just as good as it could be. It's worth the extra time to put in just to have a very good reference. And then I'm going to have to do the same thing again, so I'm just going to speed this up. Okay, now all I have to do is copy the top floor and paste it on top of the bottom floor. That way they are layers in the same Photoshop file. And I just have to scale the top floor so it's the same size as the bottom floor. I'm going to speed through this since it's quite straightforward. I just use Control T and then just manipulate the size. And now that I'm done with that, I'm going to bring out the crop tools just to crop the image. All I need is the building. Then I'm going to save that out and open it up in Blender. And I use image mesh plane to do that. After getting the image in, I go up into viewport shading and I change color to texture so I can see what we're working with. Then in the shading settings, I'm just gonna copy this image node and I'm gonna bring in the other floor. And now whenever you click either one of these two images, it should change in your viewport. Okay, now that we've done that, I need to resize the reference so that it's accurate to real-life measurements. To do that, I usually first bring in a cube that is 1 by 1 meters, and then I change the size of the reference until I can fit the cube into a normal door. So a normal door opening is usually 1 meter wide. So if the cube fits a normal door, I know that the size of the reference is accurate. This door here is actually a double door, and I guess I realized that eventually. So this won't work. But yeah, that other door could work, but that one is not very visible on the reference, so it's not optimal, but it's not a big deal if it's a little bit off. And I also always take a lot of screenshots of the area that I'm supposed to model, just so that I have a lot of reference, not just the top-down view. So here in PureRef, I'm having a look at that door, making sure that it's a single door. And then having a look at the double door as well there. I think eventually I noticed that door on the second floor that I could use as a reference instead. And that one is clearly visible on the top-down view. So now I'm just putting the cube over it, You can see it doesn't quite fit, so I have to rescale. And that's basically it. Now I just have to lock the reference images and I can start modeling on top of it. So the rest of this video is just going to be a time lapse of me modeling a bit on top of this reference. But please tell me what you thought of the video. I usually don't make these narrated type videos. It's usually just time lapses. But yeah, I hope you got something out of it at least. And yeah, if anything else, I'll see you next time, I guess. Bye-bye.